Unleash your imagination and travel back in time to the late 8th century, the dawn of the Viking Age. For nearly 300 years, from the late 8th to the early 11th century, a period in history emerged that was dominated by these seafaring Norsemen, known as Vikings. Hailing from the icy fjords and rugged landscapes of Scandinavia, these hardy individuals were not just warriors, but traders, explorers, and pioneers. Their longships skimmed the waves of the Atlantic, reaching far-flung places, from the shores of North America to the steppes of Russia, leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of history. They were feared, admired, and often misunderstood, but above all, they were survivors, adapting to the changing world around them with resilience and ingenuity. Thus begins our journey into the Viking era, a period of exploration, expansion, and cultural exchange. The Viking Age was a time of great exploration and expansion. The Vikings, driven by ambition and a thirst for wealth, set sail to unknown lands. These seafaring warriors, originating from Scandinavia, were not just raiders but also traders, explorers, and settlers. Their impressive longships, with their shallow draft and symmetrical bow and stern, allowed for navigation of both deep and shallow waters. This design, coupled with a well-developed sense of direction and navigation skills honed by observing the sun, stars, and flight patterns of birds, enabled the Vikings to venture further than any Europeans of their time. Their voyages took them to lands far and wide. They raided and traded along the coast of the British Isles, leaving a significant impact on places like Ireland, Scotland, and England. In France, they established a permanent presence in Normandy, influencing the region's culture and politics for centuries to come. But the Viking reach extended even further. They sailed as far as North America, reaching places that would not be visited again by Europeans for several centuries. The discovery of the Viking settlement of L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland, Canada, is a testament to their far-reaching expeditions. The Vikings were renowned for their brutal but effective warfare tactics. With a reputation for striking fear into the hearts of their enemies, they were known for their lightning-fast raids. Their battle strategies often included a combination of surprise attacks and overwhelming force, using weapons like axes, swords, and the famous Viking longbow. These expeditions and conquest were not merely about pillage and plunder. They were also a means of exploration, of seeking new lands to settle, and of establishing trade routes. They brought about a cultural exchange that would shape the course of history, influencing everything from language to architecture in the regions they touched. The Viking expeditions left an indelible mark on the world, changing the course of history in the regions they touched. The Viking era, a time of exploration and expansion, was a period that saw the world become a little bit smaller as these bold Norse seafarers charted new paths and left their mark on lands far from home. Beyond their reputation as fearsome warriors, the Vikings had a complex society and rich culture. Dive into the structure of Viking society and you'll find a fascinating tapestry of roles and responsibilities. Men traditionally were the warriors and traders, their lives defined by the sea and their voyages. They often left their homes for months or even years at a time, exploring, trading, and raiding. Women, on the other hand, held the fort at home, managing the household and the farm in their husband's absence. They were the backbone of the Viking family and society, respected and revered for their strength and resilience. Children, too, had their roles. From a young age, they were groomed to step into the boots of their parents, learning the skills needed to survive and thrive in a harsh and demanding world. The belief system of the Vikings was as complex as their society. They worshipped a pantheon of gods, each with their own distinct personality and domain. Odin the Allfather, Thor the Thunder God, Freya, the goddess of love. These were just a few of the deities that held sway over the Viking world. And let's not forget their elaborate funeral rituals. Believing in an afterlife, they sent off their dead in grand style, often aboard a ship laden with their personal belongings, food, and even sacrificial animals. But the richness of Viking culture wasn't confined to their beliefs and rituals. It also found expression in their art and literature. Their rune stones, engraved with symbols and inscriptions, tell stories of their exploits and adventures. And their sagas, epic tales of heroism and adventure, continue to captivate audiences even today. Despite their brutal reputation, Viking society was intricate, and their culture rich and enduring. These tales and artifacts serve as a powerful reminder that there was more to the Vikings than meets the eye. A sophisticated society with a deep and enduring culture that continues to fascinate us more than 1,000 years later. All good things must come to an end, and so did the Viking Age. As the 10th century dawned, the Viking Age began to wane. The winds of change were blowing across Scandinavia, carrying with them the whispers of a new faith. Christianity, with its promises of salvation and forgiveness, began to replace the Old Norse gods. The Vikings, once fierce warriors and explorers, started to settle down, trading their longships for plows. The establishment of centralized kingdoms in Scandinavia played a significant role in this transformation. The need for constant warfare diminished as these kingdoms provided stability and structure, making the Viking way of life less necessary. The Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066, where the English King Harold defeated the Norwegian King Harald Hardrada, is often cited as a symbolic end to the Viking Age. Yet the Viking spirit didn't completely die out. The Viking Age may have ended, but its influence continues to echo through the annals of history. From the late 8th century to the early 11th century, the Vikings made a significant impact on the world. We've journeyed together through the Viking era, witnessing their daring expeditions and conquests as they navigated uncharted waters. We've seen their indomitable spirit, their relentless courage, and their insatiable thirst for exploration. We delved into the heart of Viking society and culture, where bravery in battle and honor were the highest virtues. We explored their intricate social hierarchy, their fascinating mythology, and their innovative craftsmanship that left a lasting mark on history. Finally, we walked through the end of the Viking Age, a period marked by internal conflicts, external pressures, and cultural assimilation. Yet the Viking spirit did not simply vanish. Instead, it evolved and was absorbed into the broader European culture. Even today, the legacy of the Vikings continues to fascinate us, reminding us of a time when courage, exploration, and a thirst for knowledge ruled the world.